Lord Ali must be sat there and his phone rings. He's like, oh, Starmer again.
He's just going to give him the bank details and let him get on with it.
We're all in it together. The people who hurt your family finances swanning around in the House of Lords after giving tax cuts to the richest 1% that crashed our economy. Don't forget any of it.
Have you seen the leaked CCTV footage everyone's talking about? The one so explosive that Victoria Starmer reportedly stormed off stage when confronted with it. This isn't just another political rumour. It's what Westminster insiders are calling the most wanted footage in British politics today. While mainstream media develops convenient amnesia, social media is ablaze with speculation about what exactly was captured in that £18 million penthouse. Jim Davidson has promised a full-on roast with accusations at nuclear level. But what's really in the footage that's got Downing Street scrambling to keep it buried? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favour. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. What if I told you the biggest political scandal of the year is happening right under your nose, yet somehow vanishing from your television screens? The mainstream media's silence on the Keir Starmer CCTV leak isn't just curious, it's calculated.
Whatever the apparent motivation, this is not protest, it is pure violence, and we will not tolerate attacks on mosques or our Muslim communities.
Lord Ali,
Yes.
they were like, well, is it Lord Ali's fight? He's like, yeah, of course it is.
So he's the only donor at this point.
It seems so.
They would all starve without him.
Tune into Channel 4 News, and you might find yourself, as one viewer did, waiting through 40 minutes of broadcasting without a single mention of Starmer being under the cosh. Not even a whisper across the ticker tape. This isn't an isolated incident, but a pattern repeated across the BBC and Sky News landscapes. Entire news cycles passing without acknowledging what should be headline material. This systematic blackout becomes even more suspicious when you consider the nature of the story. It's not some complex policy debate that requires specialised knowledge. As political insiders have noted, this scandal is one of the most dangerous stories for a government or political party because it's really quite easily understood. The public doesn't need a political science degree to grasp its significance, which makes the media silence all the more deafening. What's particularly telling is how Westminster journalists who built careers by grilling politicians have suddenly developed what can only be described as convenient amnesia when it comes to Starmer. These same reporters, who would chase ministers down corridors for lesser infractions, have collectively lost their voices. Every political journalist in Westminster seems to have suddenly developed amnesia and a suspicious fondness for distraction stories.
Lord Ali must be sat there and his phone rings. He's like, oh, Starmer again.
He's just going to give him the bank details and let him get on with it.
Building to this for 4 years. We're confident we have a plan that can move our country forward, end the cost of living crisis.
The connection between media executives and Labour Party supporters raises uncomfortable questions. Lord Ali, described as the UK's one-man Labour support system, has extraordinary influence. He's the man who buys the clothes, he books the flats, he makes it rain on Westminster. With Starmer's wife receiving over £5,000 in luxury clothing, and Starmer himself benefiting from nearly £19,000 in high-end items, the relationship between power, money, and media silence forms a troubling triangle. While traditional outlets maintain their wall of silence, social media has exploded with discussion. When established media forgets how to ask questions, social media happily picks up the slack with memes, conspiracy threads, and a trending nickname for Lord Ali, Star's Sugar Daddy. This digital groundswell suggests the public hunger for transparency remains unsatisfied by conventional news sources. What could possibly warrant such coordinated suppression?
This is like is this the only billionaire that supports Labour? I think it's a bit sad that he seems to, this Ali...
Yeah, he's buying them clothes, he's buying them food.
They've got no one else to go, because they said, oh, was it...
Wanton violence alongside racist rhetoric. So no, I won't shy away from calling it what it is. Far-right thuggery.
The answer may lie in what the footage actually shows. Starmer in compromising situations at Lord Ali's £18 million penthouse. Astonishingly, this is the same luxury backdrop where he filmed his tribute to the Queen after her passing, while presenting himself as being at home. As one commentator put it, "This is unbelievable to me, so I think there is something bigger going on here." That luxury penthouse isn't just a backdrop for a questionable Queen tribute. It's a 5-star skyline paradise where Starmer reportedly spent hours and hours, while ordinary Britons struggled with skyrocketing energy bills and mortgage payments.
Of specialist officers, public duty officers, so that we'll have enough officers to deal with this where we need them.
It was Channel 4 News last night, and I got to 40 minutes in and I thought, are they going to mention the fact that Keir Starmer is under the cosh here, that, you know, Lord Ali and the revelations coming out of the penthouse.
Complete with complimentary wine fridge and walk-in closets spacious enough to hide more than designer suits, this £18 million tower of opulence reveals the stark disconnect between Starmer's carefully cultivated public image and his private indulgences. The timeline of his visits to Lord Ali's penthouse appears increasingly problematic under scrutiny. Starmer's explanation about staying there for his son's GCSE studies has started to crumble like a house of cards. If family education was truly the purpose, why were security cameras reportedly suddenly MIA or seized under orders from Downing Street?
It is organised, violent thuggery, and it has no place on our streets or online.
Because it's really quite easily understood. It's just a rich guy, and I actually make no criticism of him. It seems he's played his hand quite well.
The contradictions pile up faster than the luxury gifts in his benefactor's walk-in closet. Perhaps the most telling reaction came from Victoria Starmer herself, who reportedly stormed off stage during a public appearance when confronted with the contents of the CCTV footage. Sources suggest the material was so damaging it allegedly sent her sprinting to divorce lawyers. While we don't know exactly what the footage contains, Victoria's reaction speaks volumes about its potential impact on both personal and political fronts. Enter Jim Davidson, the unexpected whistleblower in this unfolding drama. The comedian is promising a full-on roast with nuclear-level allegations against the Labour leader. "The man who never holds back is coming for him," Davidson declared, positioning himself as the truth-teller when mainstream channels remain silent. His involvement suggests the allegations extend far beyond free clothes and luxury accommodations.
Victoria Starmer has been wearing high-end clothes given to her by a Labour donor. Lord Ali recently gifted her more than £5,000 worth of clothing.
Coordinated, we went through some of the numbers. Over 400 people now have been arrested. 100 have been charged, some in relation to online activity.
Adding to the intrigue, Starmer made a secretive visit to Southport shortly after the government ruled that Ruda Cabana's anti-terror case was closed prematurely. This visit flew completely under the radar, no press announcements, no public acknowledgement. Downing Street remained very, very tight-lipped about this visit, according to sources. We understand he visited a sixth form college where half the school was corned off and Range Rovers blocked the streets. The timing and secrecy raised troubling questions about the connection between these events. The ultimate question emerges: is Starmer working for British citizens or for his wealthy benefactor? As one source pointedly asked, is it some kind of "do you think so?"
He's also given the PM items worth almost £19,000. Starmer did declare his gifts to Parliament, but not his wife's. The gifts have now been registered after the Prime Minister sought advice.
For the UK National Crime Agency, and advanced data exploitation improvements for the NCA to boost our collaboration with European partners.
The implications of Davidson's allegations suggest improper conduct during those penthouse visits, creating what insiders describe as a slow-burning credibility crisis within Labour itself. We've exposed the uncomfortable truth that many would rather ignore. When politicians like Starmer operate behind closed doors while the media shields them from accountability, our democratic system itself is under threat. This scandal isn't merely about one man's actions, it's about whether we still live in a society where power faces genuine scrutiny. Every citizen deserves transparency, regardless of which party holds the keys to number 10. Alternative voices becoming the last line of defence against political secrecy should alarm us all. A functioning democracy demands that no politician, regardless of their position or party affiliation, should be shielded from proper scrutiny. This is the principle that keeps our leaders honest and our democracy alive.